Yeah. What up? What up? It's Big Twins, aka the grimy one. Y'all know the Mobb Deep infamous clique. Yo, check it out, man. I want y'all to tap in to Cigar Talk Toronto, man. You know, they be putting it in, interviews and this and that. So check them out. Cigar Talk Toronto from Big Twin, y'all. You already know.
All right, so welcome back to another episode of Cigar Talk Toronto, and actually, this is the first episode on the Block 105, so thank you to everybody that's tuning in on the Block 105, and shout out to the whole Block family. And you want to catch the video version of this, you can head over to our YouTube, Cigar Talk _Toronto, and you can check out the video version of this podcast as well. And on that note, we are going to introduce our guest tonight, and that is Benn of the Cigar Society Inc. magazine, and he is actually the owner. And welcome, Benn.
Hey, man, pleasure to be here. I appreciate you having me.
No problem, man. How's your day been?
It's a long day, man. You know, over here, it's a hustle and bustle in New York City, so we just constantly moving, man. So you wear out quick.
Where in New York City are you?
Well, stationed over in Harlem.
Okay. It's what's the cigar scene like in New York? I know you have your kind of restrictions and limitations and stuff there too. Not as much as we got here, but I know you got a bit of restrictions there. What's it like there?
Well, I mean, it's funny because like New York, the cigar scene, people think it's not much of one, but it's actually a really great scene, man. It just depends on like anywhere else where you go, what's the vibe of the lounge that you go into, and it's pretty friendly in most spots, but that's the cigar culture, period. Like
Yeah.
it's always pretty friendly. So my spot that I really go to, my home base since '08 is it used to be called the Cigar Inn on 53rd and Second Ave, but now it's called Casa de Monte Cristo. They brought it. The vibe changed a little because it's corporate, but it's still the same bunch of guys that's been coming there forever, still talking crap about sports, still arguing about whatever. It doesn't matter. It's always an argument or a debate, I'll say, about something. But it's a
Yeah.
great cigar scene. Like we have things like we have a different cigar events just like everywhere else. We can't do it like the South, let's say, because there's a cigar lounge, it seems like every 3 blocks in the South. Here it's a little more strategically placed. So you don't have as many, but you have some really good spots.
At least you got some, man. We got nothing up here. We have literally, you want to smoke a cigar in a lounge type setting, it's you going back to the speakeasy days.
Dang. Yeah,
And
it's not
yeah,
that bad here.
they're real strict up here with it. And when I hear you talk about, oh, I'm gonna go to my lounge or this or that, I'm like, I get fucking jealous. It's crazy the grown ass adults and they tell you no, you can't smoke inside.
Yeah, I did not know that it was like that until we spoke before and you were telling me. So then I did the research and I was like, wow, like they really have all of these regulations and like you guys are in Toronto. So, I really looked into Toronto and it was just like the restrictions they put on you, the bans for the cigars, they all look the same. Like
Yep.
there's no real tobacco fields out there nowhere that I know, or like where you can just buy. It's crazy. So, as you saw, I did a whole article in the magazine on it because I just thought it was different. Like I never knew it was that kind of scene out there.
It's like that in from what I hear, the UK as well. Pretty much all the Commonwealth countries, they all kind of operate on the same frequency, and yeah, it's rough, man. And the taxes, they make it very hard to be a cigar smoker.
Oh wow.
Like for example, so I'm about to light up this Escobar Ultra Black, and
Hmm.
that is, I think it was $31 here on the reserve. And on the reserve, you pay no taxes and they don't have to do the plain packaging. Now, had this have been at a brick and mortar, it'd probably be like a 41, 42-ish dollar cigar. And for you guys, I believe it's like $17.
Wow. Yeah, but see, the crazy part is in New York, the taxes on cigars in New York, depending on where you go, can be up to about 70% tax on it. So you might get a $17 cigar and end up paying like $27,
Yeah,
$28. Yeah, it's crazy
70%.
depending on where
Wow.
you go.
So that's 70% on top of the price of the cigar, not already
Yep.
including,
Nope.
yes. See, up here, when it hits the border, you get hit with like a 300% tax.
Wow.
And that's why they're so expensive. Then you add in the conversion, the Canadian dollar is fucking worthless. So
Mm.
it's so essentially all the we pay for everything. We pay for the plain packaging because now they have to reband the band. So that's labor. That's
Hmm.
cost of materials. You got the taxes and you know the brick and mortars, they gotta charge the tax on top of that. So now you're adding another 13% on the 300%. It's a
Well,
rough it's a rough world, man.
Well, I guess they're gonna keep you healthy one way or the other.
Well, they say cigar smokers live longer. What are your thoughts on that one?
I can believe it because hey, look at George Burns, man. He died at 100 and something years old and smoked 10 cigars a day. So you can't tell me that a guy smoking 10 cigars a day and a guy that's smoking 2 or 3 packs of cigarettes a day that end up dying in his 50s because he's been smoking since he was 14, and you got a guy that lived till he was 100 and something smoking. It's no chemicals in the cigars. It's none of that. So at least, we're just getting tobacco and we don't truly inhale. So that helps a little bit.
Yeah.
So it's a big difference.
There's also like when you sit down and you smoke a cigar, what's your ideal setting in terms of it's now it's your you time and you're gonna sit down, you're gonna detox the world and have your cigar. What's your ideal go-to setting for that?
Well, usually, like, it's weird. I don't usually smoke alone. Like,
Mhm.
once in a while, if like maybe I'm home, I want to stick, I'll go out on the balcony and smoke, or every once in a while, I might be in the car driving home smoking, but usually I'm in the lounge and I'm with friends, I'm talking to guys, we're talking sports. I like the whole camaraderie thing. So I'm usually in a lounge. Like I'll have my moments though. I'll go all the way in the back. It's people, it's noise, but I'll be by myself for a second because I need to decompress and I don't really want to talk. And I know if I'm in a certain area, it's no not talking. You're gonna talk with those guys. So I'll go way in the back, sit there for about 40, 50 minutes, chill out, then I'll come to the front. But I usually have to have the noise and the people and the chatter going on. I like that more.
How long have you been smoking cigars for?
Oh man, I think my first cigar was '04 or '05. No, it was definitely '05. '05. It was actually it was my wedding day, '05.
Okay.
My first marriage. That's when I had my first cigar.
Do you remember what your first cigar was?
See that it didn't have a label on it. So one of the
Mm.
guys that came from, my ex-wife's side, he gave me a cigar. It was like, hey man, congratulations. And I was like, I don't smoke, but all right. He's like, nah, you got to try this. So I have no idea what it was, but it was super strong. I know that. And everybody else was inside for the reception. And I was so stuck. I was just sitting in a chair on the beach while everybody was gone because I couldn't get up. Like I was stuck. And I'm like, damn, what do you have in this thing? Like I wasn't drinking nothing. So yeah, it hit me hard.
You got the cigar sickness there, it sounds like from the first time.
Yeah, I did because he was smoking up full bodies, and I don't think you should start anybody off with a full body. Now you graduate up to it, but not just for your very first time, and you don't know. Nah, that wasn't a good look. It took me like 20 minutes to get myself together and go into my own reception.
It's it's one of those things that when you get that cigar sickness, I've had it a couple times and it comes on so fucking strong. And one of the tips I've been given with in terms of cigar sickness is keeping chocolates
Yeah,
wherever you smoke because that helps bring your blood sugar back up because essentially that's what's happening is that it's dropping because of all the rush of the nicotine.
yeah. So I usually I have a soda. So I'll have like a
Okay.
Pepsi or a Coke. And once I feel that, I'll start drinking that. And it usually brings it down. There's every once in a blue moon that it's like, nah, like you're gonna sit here for a while. Like you're not gonna get it off you that easy.
So you had your first cigar and you got cigar sickness. What is it that kept you attracted to going back and trying another cigar?
Well, like, I figured that had to be a one-off. So I was like, this can't be how it is every single time. It just can't be like that. So, I got with a few friends that smoke and I told them what happened. They was like, nah, he gave you something too strong. So they gave
Yeah.
me something a little lighter. I think they gave me Alec Bradley Black Market.
Okay.
And
Yeah. Yeah.
and I was like, okay. And it was like, look, don't rush through it, take your time, blah, blah, blah. And it was like, all right. And they took me into a cigar setting. So it was like, all right, cool. It's a bunch of guys, they're all smoking, we're laughing, we're joking. So I was like, nah, this is cool. Like I didn't even know like dudes go to a spot like this to smoke cigars. Like you just see old guys on your block sitting outside smoking, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I didn't know it was like lounges specifically for just you to sit and smoke. So once they took me in there, I was like, okay, this is all right. And then like when guys see you smoking and he'd be like, man, that smells good. What is that? And it was like an icebreaker. Like people you normally wouldn't speak to are now speaking to you, especially in the lounges. And it's just like I said, it's a camaraderie that's a little different. Like the cigar culture is not like any other culture to me. Like you can be a plumber in a lounge sitting there talking to the CEO of a Fortune 500 company, don't even know it because all you guys are talking about is the cigar and the smoke and
Yeah.
having a drink or whatever. And you're just chilling out. And it's not what this is, what that is. This is what I make. What do you make? It's none of that. It's just about the cigars, the smoke, and like you asked me, what was your first smoke? What like it's just regular conversation. And you would probably never speak to these people if you wasn't in this lounge. So that kept me coming.
So I'm curious about your thoughts on that because I've experienced that and pretty much virtually every person that's ever been in a cigar lounge says the exact same thing. So why do you think that the lounge makes it easier to break the ice and have a conversation with someone you normally wouldn't, as opposed to outside the lounge? Because it seems like we all have that characteristic in us, right?
Yeah.
So what is it about outside of the lounge that everybody just kind of shelters up again and just kind of goes back to their same normal ways?
Well, I guess with the lounges, everybody's there for this pretty much the same few things. Like you're either there to relax, you're either there because some friends, said, "Hey, let's go have a smoke," or you might be having a business meeting or something. But most of the time, it's you're going there for one of those similar things. So if you're in there relaxing and you're smoking and the person next to you have something that you never saw, you might ask them. And it's no need to put on airs when you're in a cigar spot because it's not a cheap habit. We all
Yeah.
know that. You're paying 15, 17, 20, whatever it is per stick. So it's not like, all right, he's some broke guy bumming a cigarette off of you. He's spending money. So they don't look at you the same. But now you might have those same clothes on outside of the lounge and the guy walk right by you because he might look at you as, I don't want to say beneath them, but you have nothing in common. But once
Yeah.
you're sitting down smoking, you got something in common and it's something to talk about. Outside, everybody's just moving, going on at their own pace, and you're not gonna just talk. Usually, you don't just talk to strangers, when you're outside and you're moving about. It's not until you're in a setting like that where you feel your guard is down, you're comfortable, and you can just relax and be you and sit, talk, smoke, and not worry about anything.
So yeah, no, that's a good point. And I think that that's a North American thing too. And when you talk about, not really striking up conversation with strangers, um, I've noticed on travels to certain countries, they're a lot more cordial with just regular people walking through the streets and, good morning,
Yeah.
good afternoon, and stuff like that. For some reason, it seems to be a North American thing, and for whatever
Well,
reason, it is what it is. But
it's more of a up north thing, right? So I lived in Charlotte for a while, Charlotte, North Carolina.
yeah,
And when you're in the South, anywhere past the Mason-Dixon line, and you go that way, people are more prone to speaking to you just as you walking by, as hey, how you doing? Good day. It's all of that. But when you get further up, the DC's, Philly, and especially New York, New Jersey, stuff like that, going into Boston, people are always on guard up there. So people aren't really talking to you. People are scamming you, trying to rob you, different things when you're on the street, especially in New York. So they're not trying to talk to anybody that they don't know because you don't know what these people are trying to do. So you
yeah.
just want to keep it going, get wherever you need to go. And when you get to a lounge, okay, I'll talk to any stranger I want. But out here, you don't trust. It's the trust thing up here is different.
I think the warm weather just makes everybody happier too.
That part. Yeah. Yeah.
It sucks when you're freezing your ass off for 6 months out of the year. It makes you miserable. It's dark.
Yep. Snow, it's wet, it's raining. It's like living
Yeah,
in London.
yeah. Um, so what is it that got you into the concept of starting your own magazine?
Well, you know, uh, like certain magazines are like worldwide. So if you
Yeah,
look at like Cigar Aficionado, they're like the creme de la creme of a magazine for smokers. You got Cigar Snubs and a bunch of other stuff. And most of the cigar mags that you see, it's about the rich, the affluential people that have a lot of money. So the ads in there for watches that are like 50,000 and better, the cars or whatever, it's everything is about luxury.
yeah,
So when I looked at it, I said, well, there's nothing out there for like just the everyday smoker. And truth be told, we're the ones that make this thing run. So without the everyday smoker that's there every day spending their 10, 15, 20, whatever dollars for one cigar almost every day, this industry would go to putt.
Yeah.
So why not give them a voice? Why not highlight things that the lower tier people are doing and have them, like we have stuff where we got people that can write an article and we'll put it in the inside of the magazine where you're not going to be able to write. I can't just call Cigar Aficionado and be like, hey, I got this article, I think it'll be great in your magazine. They're like, yeah, okay. But with us, if you gave me a good concept and I read your article and it made sense and it was a good read, I'd edit it up and we'd put it in there. And now you're a published article, you're a published author. You put something in a magazine, you publish something. So we do stuff like that. We like with the segment we did with you and your guys with the
Yeah,
Fellowship
yeah.
of Belief. We ask you a bunch of questions because we want to know, like, what is it that makes you guys want to smoke? What was your first cigar? What was it? We want to know. We want people to know, and it gives people this sense of pride to say, "Hey, I was able to tell my story with this magazine. I was on the cover of this magazine, and and I'm not this big wig that's a Hollywood star or this or that or a ball player. I'm just your average guy, but I'm doing this, and more people can know about it. And before you know it, we got we got magazines now. You guys got a few. Is people know about us in Toronto. We got people that know
Yeah.
about us in Italy now because we did an article with a young lady that's out there, and like we're starting to get our little movement moving. We're getting to other places. So we just want to highlight the everyday smoker because we need praise just like these guys do.
Yeah, no, I like what you're doing. You're essentially taking the cigar lounge and you're putting it in a magazine
Yeah.
and projecting that's exactly what it is if you look through the magazine, it's just as diverse in the magazine as the lounge in terms of, people who their careers might be this or that, whatever faith they practice, whatever color, like, it's just exactly what the lounge is. It's just a bubble of diverse people that are all there for one reason, and that's the leaf.
Yeah.
And to go off what you were saying, I went to a cut and light with Rocky Patel last year, and exactly what you just said. He was sitting there and he said, it's not the rich lawyers that go into the cigar shops that are buying up all the sticks. They'll go in and buy one, smoke it, and go about their way. It's the blue collar guys that go in, they buy boxes, they buy 20, 30 sticks. Those are the ones that make us our money. And I just looked at him, I was like, you're welcome.
He's actually a really cool guy. Like he used to come into the shop that I go to all the time. Like he would do events there. So I got a chance to meet him on several occasions and he's a really down to earth, really cool guy. So I like Rocky Patel. I don't buy cigars that often because I don't really like them that much. But I do like him as a person. So from here or there, I'll grab one, but they're not my go-to.
Yeah, I'll agree with you on that one. I've probably had one or two that I've liked.
Hmm.
Not liked enough to buy them again, but every cigar has its purpose and its person. Speaking
Exactly.
of that, have you tried any Escobars?
No, I have not.
They're a solid stick. The core line is made by AJ Fernandez.
Okay.
And the one I'm smoking right now, the Ultra Black, this is a limited edition. This is done by Casa Carrillo.
Okay. Nice. I got to try it. I'll definitely try it. I'll grab one tomorrow.
Yeah, they're solid cigars. It's I've only been smoking cigars just over a year, and
Really?
yeah. So when we crossed paths is pretty much right when all this started.
Hmm.
that's why I was very surprised, like, oh shit, you want to talk to me about a little interview in your magazine? I was like, yeah, let's do it. And that was very honoring, man. I appreciate that. I appreciate the opportunity to have, my story in your magazine, and I got the copy right here.
Nice.
And it was a blessing, and I like what you're doing. And even my wife, she's in your first copy that you came out with here,
Yeah.
at 81 SKS, and she was thrilled. She's like,
Yeah.
"Oh my God, I'm gonna be in a magazine. Oh, this is awesome. This is the first magazine I've ever been in." And she was waiting and dying for this to come in the mail.
Yeah. And like, I didn't realize how, like, at first, I didn't realize that it wasn't sent out. And then when I spoke to my people, I was like, hey, did you guys send this out? And they were like, no, we don't remember you telling us. I'm like, come on, man. What are y'all doing? So I took them and personally sent them out. Like, let me send them out myself. So I know that they get out because she had been waiting since October for hers. And you did yours in December. So I'm like, they should have been had theirs. Like, what are we doing right now? So I had to make sure she got it out, and she made sure when I touched base with her, it was like, "Hey, we doing Ladies of the Leaf," and and I'm going to different people's pages that smoke, and I'm seeing that they're really into it
Yeah,
because the first one was Ladies of the Leaf. So once I told her, it was like, "Hey, if you know any other people," instantly she was like, "Oh, you gotta hit my husband up. He has this, he has a podcast," and she just started plugging you. And I said, "You're one of the lucky ones like myself, right? You actually have a wife that smokes. So you
yeah.
don't have to worry about, oh, that smells so bad and all it's in your clothes. My wife smokes as well. So I don't have to hear that. Well, I do still hear it sometimes, but I don't hear it as much because she understands because she smokes as well. So it's a great look. Like you can't ask for nothing better than that when you can smoke in peace and she's sitting there smoking with you. That's the best thing ever, man.
So has your wife always smoked cigars, or did she get into it because of you?
She got into it because of me. Like when we first started dating way back when, she was like, "Hey, where you at?" I'm like, "I'm at my spot." She's like, "What spot?" "I'm at the cigar lounge." "Okay." "Hey, where you at?" "I'm at the cigar lounge." "Hey, where you at?" "I'm at the cigar lounge." She's like, "Okay." So I got to go where he's at if I want to see him because he's always at the cigar lounge. So she started coming there, hanging out with me from time to time. She's like, "All right, I'm gonna bring some wine. I'm gonna come hang out. We'll smoke something. You got to give me something not strong. No problem. Here you go." And I got her into it. And she still likes her flavored cigars. She's not
Yeah.
going anywhere. She's like, "I'm not going up." I had her smoking mediums for a while, and she's like, "Nope, I'm going back to the flavored ones. I like this better." So you got to just let her be, let her do what she does, and that be that.
Yeah, again, that's every cigar has its person, every cigar has its purpose, whether it's a $2 budget, which for you guys, I'm sure you can get like $2, $3 cigars. We can't.
No,
Uh,
there's nowhere over here you're gonna find a
I've
two.
seen I've seen $4 cigars. Actually, no, you can get $2 cigars. Smoking Joe's across the border in Buffalo, they have their house blends. They're $2.
Well, I've never seen that. That's Buffalo. That's super far from me. That's like a maybe 2, 3 hour drive from where I'm at. But I have in the city,
Yeah,
in New York City, you're not finding the $2. You used to be able to find a $5 stick. And then they made some rule that it had to be no less than $8. And then it went from $8 to 10. And then they just kind of got away, they just got rid of it altogether. So now if it's not a premium stick, they don't even carry it most of the time. Unless it's a house blend. Then you might get away with like an $8, $10 stick. But other than that, nah.
yeah, that's usually what the cheaper ones are that I come across are the house blends.
Yeah.
Uh, Curious question, and I could speak on it myself too and say yes to this question. But when your wife started smoking cigars, did it make your marriage better?
I don't know about better, but it made it easier for me to be able to just go out and be like, oh, I'm going to have a smoke. And she'd be like, all right, can I come with you? Sure, come on. Because now we're going to do some of the things I like to do. Because, 7 times out of 10, you're doing what she wants to do. And
Yeah.
now you get the time she's going with you, and it's not no arguments, it's no headaches. She's just like, all right, let's go have a smoke. Or she'll bring me a stick sometime, like, hey, I thought you might want this. So it's a good look.
When I speak about better, I'm referring to like one thing I noticed was the depth of our conversations
Mm-hmm.
became so much better.
Yeah. Now,
Uh,
I will say we have really good conversations over a cigar. We do.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's almost like going back to the dating phase when you're first getting to know each other, and you
Yeah.
could just
Yeah.
sit there and talk two, three, like that. That's what I'm getting at in terms
Yeah.
of the
Okay. So
better.
yes. Yes. I'll agree with that. Yes.
It's
Definitely.
yeah, it was. It's not so much these days because of the podcast is progressing and she's helping with a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
But in the start, it was phones down, smoke, conversation. Now it's like everything we look at is an opportunity for a photo or content or this or that. So, but yeah, it's still better. We still have good conversations. We still talk about things with less stress.
Yes.
Um, I think it was an overall better move, even though, I have to share my cigars sometimes. It's all right. It's a good trade-off.
Yeah, I don't have that problem.
That's my
Well, let,
goal.
let me
Is,
ask you a question. Like,
yeah.
when you travel, do you take your sticks with you, or do you wait till you go wherever you're gonna be and get a stick, like when you go out the country?
So when I leave the country, I usually travel with probably, if I'm going for 10 days, I'll bring 10 cigars.
Oh, okay.
But then I'll also look for places to buy cigars while I'm traveling around because I don't know what I'm gonna come across.
Mm-hmm.
So I like to bring ones that I know I'm gonna enjoy. Like for example, we went to Miami almost a year ago. We went down to Miami and I had to bring one of the Ultra Blacks for a little photo op at the Domino Park in Cali Ocho.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I brought some Escobars, uh, brought some Notorious. That's another really good stick, the Notorious cigars.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that was pretty much it. It was all Escobars and Notorious. And then we just, Cali Ocho is just fuck. There's a store and a lounge like
Every few feet. We
yeah,
were just there. It's a cigar lounge on every few
yeah.
feet.
So, bought a bunch of cigars from there and then we come back home and repeat. But traveling in Canada, I just carry, if I think I'm going to smoke two a day and I'm going for 10 days, I'm bringing 20 cigars plus another few extras
Yeah.
because I don't care to visit stores in Canada.
Now that part I understand. So, like, for the most part, whenever if we're going to travel within the country and we're going to another city, I will already map out wherever our hotel is, how far is the nearest cigar lounge. So
Okay.
that whenever we get a chance, whenever things die down, like, hey, let's go to this lounge over here. I heard about this lounge. Let's check it out, and then we'll pop in. But I don't go anywhere without bringing my cigars with me because, like you said, you never know what you're
Yep.
gonna get. And for me, I always bring two a day. It's no less than two a day. So if I'm going for 7 days, it's going to be 14, 16 sticks. It's going to be 10 days, it's definitely 20, 25, easy.
Yep.
So it's definitely a travel with because you never know what you're gonna get. Like I'll go to DR and you think, all right, it's DR, you're gonna find some good sticks. And a lot of times it's a lot of counterfeit out there that's trash. And you'll be smoking a banana leaf thinking you're smoking a stick.
Yep.
No bueno.
So when you're hitting the road, you're packing up your travel humidor. What cigars are you carrying with you?
Uh, so it varies. Just depends. Like I'll definitely have a Liga Privada. number 9 in there or the T52. Definitely have a LFD with me. What else? Definitely Placencias. I'll definitely have those with me. I have a couple of Fuentes. Uh, what else? I like a good My Father.
Yeah.
I'll take those. Yami Garcia. Like it is all over the place. Like I always bring a variety. So it just depends on what mood I'm in at that moment, and I'll go with whatever stick. But I'm usually gonna get a huge variety. I'll get an Undercrown. I might get a LFD cabinet number 5. Like it's just I'm all over the place a lot of the times because I just like to make sure I have different ones.
Yeah. Variety. And everything that you just mentioned there, I've tried Fuente and My Father. Everything else I've never tried.
Really?
I don't even think we can get Placencia here. For
Wow,
some
you
reason.
got
Yeah.
you got to get the green label or the black label Placencia. You got to try to get that. That is an excellent smoke. They just came out with a blue one. I forget the name of it. It's a blue label Placencia. I don't care for that one as much, and they have it toted as one of their premium sticks. And it's like a medium to mild, and I don't really do medium to milds, so it's not it doesn't appeal to me, and it's the most expensive one out of their bunch.
Yeah.
So it's like I don't want this, but the Liga number 9, you really like that. You really like that.
Liga number 9. I'm gonna have to write that one down.
Yeah, if
Look for that
you
next
could
time
get
I'm
to
in
that,
Buffalo.
get to that.
Um, yeah, no, I gotta start making lists so when I travel and I go to different stores, I travel a lot to Buffalo and there's a shit ton of stores across the border. So
Hmm.
I gotta start making a more in-depth list and exploring my cigar palette a little bit more. We have a lot up here, but again, like we don't have Padrones, we don't have Perdomo, Placencia, we don't have. Um, what's that Opus?
Oh, y'all don't.
That's like an
Y'all don't
$80 cigar up here.
well, this is like an $80 cigar here.
Mm.
So the Opus X, I don't care where you go, that's a pricey cigar.
Yeah.
You're not finding an Opus X no less than maybe 50, probably $60 in the States.
What's your thought on Cubans?
Well, I can honestly say, like, all right, the Cohibas is supposed to be the Cubans, but like the really good Cubans, I might have had one time. And actually, I actually went to Cuba one time, and they tell you, oh, go here, don't go here, blah blah blah. And I was like, okay. So when you go to the hotels that supposedly have the best Cubans and the really good Cubans, they're really pricey, right?
Yeah.
And I met this. I'm standing outside in my hotel and I'm having a smoke, and a little old guy comes by with a little cart, and he has cigars and he wants $5 for his cigars. So I'm like, I got cigars. I don't, but he's like, look, try it. If you like it, you buy it. If you don't, no problem. Just throw it away. And I tried it, and it was probably one of the best cigars I had for $5 on a cart. I was like, that's great.
I think Cubans are I think they're a thing of the past. I think the cigar game has evolved so much, and it's one of those things where you don't evolve with the times, and you end up having your core audience, so to say, and once that core audience, ages out, where do you go from there?
This is true. And also, a lot of their cigar makers have defected to other places.
Hmm.
So they're doing their thing in places like Costa Rica, Nicaragua, all these other places that make cigars, but they're taking their talents that they honed over there in Cuba, and now they're here. So you're getting you're getting that style of Cuban is just now it's with a different type of tobacco.
Yeah.
Also, it's still there. It's just they're not they're not the creme de la creme no more.
It's I think there's a few aspects to that. From what I've heard, number one is they you're supposed to let your tobacco fields rest every year. So you harvest one year and let them rest a year. And apparently they just can't afford to do that over there, so they're just constantly harvesting.
Mm-hmm.
And there's also I believe it's China. They get first grabs on all Cubans.
Nice.
So essentially everywhere else gets the scraps and the leftovers.
Yeah. And you know, here we can't in America we can't get them because they don't mess with us at all. So we're not getting them. And then guys will tell you they have Cubans and they're not real Cubans because you're not gonna find a real Cuban in the cellophane wrappers and all of that
Yeah.
stuff. Like, but guys is like, oh no, this is an official Cuban. You're like, no, that's not, sir. I'm sorry, but it's not.
I could tell you from the shops up here with the Cubans, the Cohibas, they don't come in the cellophane. Bolivars do. Um, and again, that could be having to do with the marketplace in Canada.
Mm-hmm.
There are some cheap Cubans. There's like the Quintero Brevas. It's a $10 little Corona.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a bad cigar for $10. I mean, you can't ask for more for a $10 cigar. Um,
There's some
but
really good $10 cigars though.
for you guys,
Okay. All right.
for us, a $10 cigar that's a budget cigar. And I mean, you're not getting much out of it in terms of flavor, joy of smoking it. It's just very bland.
It's just something to do. Last cigar, you just like, I want to smoke, so I get it.
Yeah, it's a cigar that when you want to smoke something without smoking one of your good sticks, you kind of go to that. If you're outside working or whatever, you don't care if it drops or the wind blows it out or one of
Yeah,
those
I
type of
got you.
things. Yeah. Um, Going back to your magazine, what has been the most challenging aspect of taking your magazine from concept to putting it in paper?
Well, honestly, it wasn't really hard, right? Because fortunately for me, uh, I used to have an online radio station, and
Okay.
one of the partners that I had towards the end of it, he had a magazine company that he'd been doing magazines for 10 years called GEI magazine. And it's like a lot of modeling and stuff like that. So it's a ladies magazine, well, men's magazine with ladies in it. He has the Ink magazine, all these different things. So when I thought about it and I was like, I want to do a magazine, I instantly called him. Was like, hey, I got an idea for a magazine. And I pitched it to him. And he was like, oh, I've been thinking about trying that, but I don't smoke like that. So I didn't think I could do a good job at it. But I know you smoke and you're into it. So, let's do it. So, we got everything in order. And, for the most part, I write most of the articles myself. So, uh, once he read the articles, he was like, man, this is some good stuff. And then that's when uh, we was like, well, the first one, let's dedicate it to the ladies. So
Yeah.
that's when we came up with Ladies of the Leaf. So, the first one was a little wordy. It wasn't a lot of pictures in it. It's just me writing articles. I got to get this information out. And then when, fellas got it, they was like, man, this is dope. We like it. But they was like, you need more pictures, man. And why you gonna read all of this stuff? And I was like, all right, let me start putting some pictures so guys can actually take a good look at it. And that's when it just keeps evolving. You got to just
Yeah.
keep trying to make it better. come up with new ideas, new stories to write, just make it better.
And you come out with an issue every 2 months?
Yeah, so right now is weird though. So the goal was to do it every other month. So we said we'll do six mags a year. And we got so much traction so fast that everybody's been hitting us. So we've been having to put out one every month lately. So we have one coming out this month. That'll be our third one. Then we have another one in April and another one in May that we got covers for. So like it instead of every other month now, it's been every month, which I don't too much like that because then it doesn't give people a chance to really get into one article, one magazine before you hit them with another one. So
Yeah.
I don't want to bombard people with it. So we said we'll take a break for the summer. We won't do one after June until maybe October again or
Okay.
September, and then we'll come back and do one, and then we'll just do events for a while. So
Okay.
right now, we're working on doing a cigar weekend in New York. So we're gonna do a series called Smoke in the City, and it'll be a 3 day event. So we got a yacht party, we have a party in the lounge, and then we have one right. We're doing one right on the water, and that's going to be at the end of June. So we'll do that. We'll do it just for the weekend because we can't do like everybody else, like Tampa and all these other places. They can do a whole week.
Yeah.
It's not that we don't have the same infrastructure like that. We don't have enough lounges and all this stuff to do something like that here, at least not yet. And then once we get it going for a couple of years, and maybe we'll expand it.
Um, Let me know when you the dates for that. I'll try to come down to that because that sounds like it would be a fun event in the city.
Yeah, it's definitely so the dates are June 25th to the 27th.
June
So that's
25th.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can make it down to that. I'm always looking for any excuse to get out of this country.
I understand. Hey, same here, man. I understand. So we definitely, well, the thing is, like, we would have loved to come up there and do something, but because of the situation there, it wouldn't work. Like, that's one of those untapped markets that we'd have loved to get into, but we don't see it as it would work out well if we tried to do it.
No, they do have some cigar events. They do like some boating events and stuff like that. Again, it's all speakeasy type stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Nothing that I could see would be worth your while to come up and do an event. It,
Got you. Well, we are also trying to put together for next year a cigar retreat. So we're
uh,
trying to find a country to go to that we can book a decent space in their resort and invite a bunch of cigar smokers out there, have like talks, people come, different rollers and different people, reps from different companies come and have talks and Q&A. So we're trying to put that together for next year. So hopefully we can get that done.
Dominican's coming up on the cigar map there. They got a
But the
lot of good cigars coming out there.
Yeah, but the problem with that is that everyone goes to a DR for a cigar thing. If they're doing something from here, from my country, everyone seems to go to DR. So I want to go somewhere else. I want to do maybe a Nicaragua, something
Okay.
else that's not as as saturated, polluted as a place like DR.
Okay, yeah,
So
yeah. So do you ever end up, and I'm curious about this from your perspective because sometimes I run into the same issues as well. Do you ever end up in a scenario where you're trying to put together this magazine and you don't have it filled yet, and it's kind of getting down to the wire where you're like, shit, I gotta have this done, sent in, and published by this date, and I don't have this magazine full yet?
Yeah, I've had that a couple of times now. So, like, what I tried to do before we even did our first magazine, I tried to do enough articles that I could say I have at least 3 magazines worth of articles. So that was out the gate. I wrote enough articles to fill it up. And now that we're on like our 5th magazine, I'm like running low. So I'm like, I gotta come up with new concepts, new this, new that. So that's why like if people ask, hey, how do I get to do something or write something? Like, well, shoot me an idea. Let me see what you got. And then we'll have people that'll write something for us. Like we have one guy, he did, I don't know if you saw it, it's called the 10 Smoke Commandments. So
Yeah,
it's just like a cigar etiquette for the lounge. So I thought that was a great concept. So I was like, yeah, all right, let's do that. And so we'll grab people, cigar, like we had lounge conversations in one where you're just talking about what's a conversation you shouldn't have inside a cigar lounge, which pretty much depending on where you go, there's nothing off limits. Like some of the conversations that I've listened to, I'm like, what are we talking about? So it doesn't seem like there's much off limits, but like I've run into that issue where it seems like I for what we're doing with that particular mag, I don't have the right articles to go in there. So I have to pull from other places to get stuff. And so far
yeah.
it's worked out.
It's so good, speaking of about the conversation inside the lounge, and there's not really anything that's off limits. It sounds like a construction site almost.
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah. Listen, the other day, I think it was Wednesday, I was at the lounge and one of the guys that smoked there, so one of the co-founders of the clothing line, Fubu, is a good friend of mine. He
Okay.
smokes there all the time. And he had never rolled dice before. And all of a sudden, someone went and got dice to teach him. So these guys are sitting there rolling dice to show him how it goes. And I'm like, are we really rolling dice in a cigar lounge right now? Like anything can happen in these spots, man. And it's not rowdy or raunchy or anything, but it you never know what the heck might end up going on
Yeah.
in these spots.
Um, it's one of those things, females, like, going back to what you're saying, your first issue was Ladies of the Leaf. And I see a lot of people post up videos and stuff about how cigar smoking is still seen as a man's thing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the female population of cigar smokers is rising. Is that something that you think is going to help attract more growth and attention to the cigar world?
Uh, that's the thing. Like just like I know when women decide they want to do something, they can take over
Yeah,
wherever they go. So now that you're having more and more women getting into smoking, they have cigar groups for women that smoke. It's not a bad thing. Like I I appreciate being able to be in a space where it's a bunch of guys and you're talking about whatever you want to talk about. And it's like you don't have to be filtered, you don't have to, that's cool. But then there's times where you want to be in a space where you and your wife can go and hang out and there's other ladies there so she doesn't feel uncomfortable because it's just her and
yeah,
you and it's so with all the women coming in, and it just makes it a little more comfortable. Now, for some guys, that's not comfortable because they're trying to get away from that. They come to the lounge to relax and get away from the wife, the kids. So they don't want a bunch of women in there laughing and joking because, like, I could have stayed home for this. But I think it makes it better. Like, I don't think it makes it worse. It makes it better because you get a different perspective on whatever conversation you might be having. You know, for the most part, a lot of times, the guys, we all going to agree on one thing, and it's going to be a bunch of laughing and joking about this particular thing. We're all going to agree. But then you get the woman's perspective, and you're like, oh man, I ain't even thinking of it like that. I ain't looking at it like that. And it just makes for great conversation.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, I don't mind some days where it's just all the fellas and you just can have open and honest conversation without feeling censored. But then I do like it when it's enough people and women in there and you can enjoy your cigar with your lady or whatever and be okay.
Yeah. I like it, to be honest with you. I like being able to sit down and smoke with the wife and, go to a cigar event. She can come along and smoke too and just kind of see it's not what a lot of people probably think it is. It's more of just about
It
detoxing the
is.
world and just camaraderie.
Yep. That's exactly what it is. And before, like, before I met my wife, the young ladies I would date, if they would always be like, "Oh, I want to come," and then they get there and it's a bunch of complaining about the smoke and about this, and oh, the guy said this, and I'm like, that's his conversation. Don't
Yeah.
worry about what he's saying. So it was uncomfortable, but now it's not. It's so many more women there, and it's like a norm. Now, the ones I don't like going to the lounges is when it's like a club because that's
Mm,
not relaxing to me. When
yeah.
the
Yeah.
music is loud, people are yelling and talk. That's not relaxing to me. I don't want to be in those environments. So I kind of stay out of those if I can. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah. I
it
can see
gets
that.
loud wherever you go because you're gonna get a heated conversation or two, but not where the music is loud and now the people are loud and it's just a bunch of noise. That's not relaxing, man.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I see that. So we're about to wind down here on the block episode here. Um, let everybody know where they could catch you on Instagram.
Oh man, so you can catch us Cigar Society Inc. on IG and same on Facebook. Me personally, I go by Bowtie Ben, Bowtie underscore Ben for my handle on IG, Facebook, TikTok, whatever. I'm on whatever. That's my handle. Um, we're about to do a YouTube page. It'll be called the Cigar Society Inc. And we'll be doing the same kind of thing, podcast interviews as like you guys do.
Yeah.
Uh, and yeah, that's about it for right now. Oh, and please go to the website www.cigar the Cigar Society Inc. And you can purchase your magazine. You can see whatever events we got coming up. We have hoodies where you can buy a Cigar Society hoodie or a t-shirt or a hat or whatever. So, check us out.
Perfect. And we're gonna keep it moving for the YouTube version. But in terms of the block, we're about to sign off. And coming up next, you got DJ Mikey G with his Hip Hop Classics Takeover show. And on that note, Mikey G and Lefty Bacino, they're gonna take us out of there with their theme song, Cigar Talk. For everyone on the block, uh, Ben, thank you for joining us. And again, go to our YouTube channel, Cigar Talk underscore Toronto, and you can catch the rest of this episode there as well. And in terms of the block, we're out. Peace.
Later.
Uh, Ben, talking about you, so you're going to get the YouTube channel going
Mm-hmm.
and you're going to start doing the podcast thing. What, uh, what sprung the idea to start doing a podcast?
Well, like I told you before, earlier, I used to do a radio station, so I had a few shows already on there, doing shows for that. We had a show called Saturday Morning Wake Up Show, and all these podcast types of shows on the radio station. So I've done podcasts for years.
Okay.
So when we started doing the articles, the Fellowship of the Leaf, that was originally going to be a podcast
Okay.
years ago before I even remotely thought about the magazine. So now we're just going to turn the Fellowship into Leaf into the podcast that we said we was going to do.
It's this shit's fucking hard. I gotta tell you, like
It
this this
is.
this podcasting stuff, like even I'll speak a little bit more freely now. Not that we're restricted on the block, it's satellite radio. So, but if you notice, I'm starting to get used to, I gotta get used to the 1 hour spot. And
Mm-hmm.
I forgot to set my timer. So at the beginning, we were talking, and I was like, shit, I forgot to set my timer. So I was fiddling, trying to get the timer going because I got to time everything on cue.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's hard, man. It's hard to, one thing I've learned about podcasting is you have to be a good listener.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
when we're having our conversations, you have to, like the way I look at it is it's not my show right now, it's our show.
Yep.
So I might be steering the direction, but I have to shut up and listen to what you're saying so that I
Mm-hmm.
know how to follow up and flow with that conversation. And man, I gotta give applause to everybody that does podcasting and does it successfully because it is not easy.
No, it isn't. Like, you know who I used to say I didn't like listening to his podcast for a while because he wouldn't do that. He would talk over people and he wouldn't let them finish their sentences. And
Noriega?
it was all about him. It was Drink Champs with
Yeah, Noriega.
Noriega. Yeah. I was like, I can't listen to this shit, man. This is like, bruh, shut up. Let them finish. Let them say whatever they're gonna say. It's like he had so much in his head that he was on overdrive. Now
Yeah,
he kind of chill. Maybe some people told him that, but he chills out. He lets you finish your sentence. He listens a little bit more, and then he'll ask a follow up question. But at first, it's like I can't listen to this shit, man. He won't shut up. Like I thought you were interviewing. When we gonna hear from your guests? Like it was
it's
crazy.
could be the alcohol too, man. Sometimes they drink pretty fucking quick.
Yeah, yeah. So it was more of a drinking session that you
Mm.
actually had a conversation in more than it was a conversation that you had a drink or two. So they were getting shit faced, man. So yeah.
I've I've gotten shit-faced on 2 episodes.
Oh
Uh,
man.
and one was with Big Twins and one was with Ty Nitty and OGLs.
Hmm.
And I'll never do that again.
Yeah, man. I get it. It's really hard. Like for me, when I was doing my show, it was four of us.
Yeah.
So if you have a guest, now everybody wants to ask a question and they're laughing and they're talking over each other, and it didn't make for good radio.
Mm.
So, when we would have our weekly meetings before the show, I'd be like, look, man, you guys got to stop talking over each other. I get it, you enjoying yourself, but it just sounds like a bunch of noise when you play it back, like a bunch of people in their house just laughing and joking. You're
Yeah.
not getting anything out. And eventually we got it going, and it was a great show, man.
Do you think there's a balance, like a fine line between, you know, having X amount of people versus just two? I think a podcast, I think it flows good when you have two people, and that's why I want to always have a guest,
Yeah.
because I couldn't sit here and talk for an hour and just,
it
you
is
know,
it is ridiculously hard to do it by yourself where you're just talking for an hour. I had the unfortunate pleasure of doing that once on the radio where none of my co-hosts could make it and it was just me and you got to keep the show going. So fortunately though, we would have callers. So people would call in and we would talk.
Okay.
And I had my DJ there, so I had to talk to him. Like it's tough just talking by yourself.
Yeah.
So I
It
wouldn't recommend that, especially like I'm an older gentleman and I run out of things to talk about after a while. So for me, after 20 minutes, I'm like, all right, damn, what the hell I'm gonna talk about now? Like, so
so what's your experience been like so far doing this episode in terms of like you just said after 20 minutes you start running out of things to talk about. How have you found the atmosphere and flow and energy of this podcast?
no, I like it. It's like we're just having a conversation, and you got good questions, and it's it's really I don't think it's any real bad questions to ask. It's just what the answer might be. You know what I mean? And if you're
Yeah.
asking good questions and you're letting me get out whatever I'm trying to say without interrupting or, needing to finish another thought before I finish mine, then it works. Like this for me, this was one of the better interviews I had because it was just a conversation. Now, I will say I'm jealous that you're sitting there smoking and I couldn't smoke because I don't smoke in my house. But I man, I wish I could.
I had to build the garage into a little cigar lounge here to be able to do this.
Man, you did a great job. I
I
will give you that. That looks awesome.
I can't take full credit. The wife and my son helped out with this shit. We pulled it off. We had a bare bones garage, and I had an
Mhm.
episode with Croatian Mafia cigars coming up, say tomorrow, right? And we're sitting here, and it's 8 o'clock at night. I'm like, no, we can't have this. And we hustled for like 10 hours to pull all this off.
Nice. It
So it
looks
was a
great.
collective effort. I can't take, and pretty much the design was all the wife's idea. So I
Yeah,
can't take the credit there,
they
you know?
usually do a great job with that, man.
Yeah.
I
She
will.
wants a bit more candles in here, but I don't know. I think I'm candled out.
Well, you know what they say: happy wife, happy life.
That's it. And, she's the biggest supporter. So you got to keep her happy.
Yeah, that's a fact. The same with mines, man. Like, I was in Atlanta doing a release for the mag we just did for the fourth issue, and she was at an event here, and she had the hoodie on, and she was trying to get people to buy the magazine, and she's out there hustling with me, so I appreciate it. And I bounce ideas off of her, and she's like, maybe try this, try that. Have you thought about this? So yeah, they are definitely the biggest supporters, man. So whatever she wants to do, I just like, all right, come on, let's do it. Like,
That that helps you a lot too because it makes your job easier because now you don't have the stress of shit, now I'm going to hear about this or now I'm going to hear about that. You just have that 100% support.
yeah, yeah, and I will give mine that, and she will definitely support whatever. So, and she's like, hey, you need me to give you some money for something? Like, no, I'm good. We're good. And she's like, all right, I'm here. Like, I know.
One thing I've learned about this is I've never I've done one episode where I had to send out the questions and kind of get them pre-approved.
Hmm.
Um, I don't like that concept because then it becomes very interview based.
Yeah, it's not a conversation.
Yeah, it's not, it just sounds too like robotic then, right? Now,
Yeah.
even though the turnaround on that still turned out as a great conversation, I like the free flow. Like, yeah, there's certain things you want to touch on, but like you could start elaborating on something and then something will pop in my head. It's like, shit, I want to hear more about that. Next thing you know, you've gone completely off script
Yep.
and you're gone down a whole nother lane. And that's why I just like to say, you know what? We got our intro, we got our outro, everything in between. Let's just see what happens.
Yeah, so for me, I used to have five core questions. It's never the same, but it's five core questions that I want to ask the person I want to get out. And whatever their responses to those five questions, I would then respond, with another question to whatever their response is, and maybe do a follow up two or three times, then get back to the question. But I would always have it just five.
Yeah.
And after that, it was just whatever we were talking about, we were talking about.
That's what I like about this too. I didn't know that you had a background in radio and podcasting. That's what I like about these type of conversations is you uncover so many new things about the person you're talking to. And that's why I always say it's about, yeah, we could say it's about Cigar Society Inc., right? But it's more about Benn, the
Yeah.
man behind Cigar Society Inc. and
Hmm.
telling, at least a little portion of your story, like your first cigar. That was how many people out there would have their first cigar, get cigar sickness and go, yeah, I'll try it again.
Yeah, true.
You know, it's I experienced that. So my first cigar was some shitty gas station Mexican cigar I bought in Mexico on a resort that I found out was one of those like just shitty gas station cigars.
Yeah.
It wasn't good. So I ended up going to a cigar store buying five cigars. The only one I remember was the Matilde Quadrata.
Hmm.
I didn't smoke that first. I smoked some fucking strong ass Maduro. I got so sick off that. And I was thinking, maybe this isn't for me. But I had a goal. I wanted to try the Escobar cigars. I was like, I'm gonna try those and then I'll determine if I'm gonna keep smoking. Luckily, I tried the Escobar Habano. It was a great cigar, so that kind of kept me moving.
Yeah, and like when you do a good cigar with a good drink, right? Depending on what you're smoking and what you're drinking, if it complements it well, it brings out a different kind of flavor to the cigar.
Yep.
And the only thing I say about people when they smoke and drink, like some people have a drink to go with their smoke, and some people are having a smoke to go with their drink.
Yeah.
So, like I told you, we have this 10 lounge commandments. Like there's guys that are pouring three, four finger pours every pour. And I'm like, are you here to smoke or are you here to drink? Like, which one is it? Because I can't drink like that. I just want to taste the alcohol for a second for it to
Yep.
go with my cigar. Not I'm in there throwing them back like I'm at a local bar. Like if I want to be at a local bar, I'll be at a local bar.
Yeah. What's your go-to in terms of if you were to pick one cigar and drink pairing, what would be your go-to?
Well, more than likely, if you tell me I couldn't smoke any other stick ever, this is the only one, it would probably be the Placencia green or black label, either one of those two. And I like McAllen a lot, but I like Balvenie better. So it'll probably be a Balvenie, like an 18-year-old Balvenie.
Okay. Have you ever tried pairing your cigars with coffee?
Well, I don't drink coffee, but I've written about drinking it with coffee. I had someone else do an article about drinking it with coffee, and a lot of people that I know that are in the lounges drink it with coffee, and they tell me what it does and all of this stuff. So I'm like, cool, because I wouldn't have thought. Like I see guys with little espressos or cappuccinos, in little cups, sipping that, but never really thought about coffee with a cigar.
I think you got to be careful with what cigar you smoke because coffee is such a bold flavor
Mm-hmm.
that it's going to overtake the flavor of the cigar.
Got you.
So, in my experience, I would rather have a budget shitty cigar to go with coffee
Okay.
because at least you're not going to have the potential of ruining the flavor of the cigar.
It's interesting because the guys that like my cousins and them that they'll have a morning smoke. I can't smoke cigars before noon. I just can't do it.
Yeah.
So they'll have a morning smoke, but they'll have a mild, no more than a medium cigar with a coffee. And they like you want to have a light cigar with your coffee. You don't want to have a really bold
Yeah.
cigar with a really bold coffee. It's just too much. So I'm like, for me, I'm like, okay, but everybody has their thing when it comes with smoking and drinking coffee. So, I always tell them, hey, if you like it, I love it. Go for it.
I could see the concept of, so I drink my coffee black. I don't put nothing in it.
Okay.
Now, if you're putting like creams and different things in there, I could see where like the cream could accent a certain cigar with that cream and sugar profile.
Mm-hmm.
Where like say for example, the CAO America, that has a nice creamy profile to it.
Yes.
So I could see, if you're putting like you got your coffee and you're putting like two creams in it, I could see where that could complement it.
Mm-hmm.
But in terms of just bold black coffee, I've had it ruin cigars. And even certain red, like my wife likes to drink red wine with her cigars.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm typically a whiskey person, and I'll be sitting here smoking the cigar, like, oh, the cigar is great. She'll try it. She's like, no, it's horrible. I'm like, well, because you're drinking red wine, so there's probably something in there that's overtaking the flavor of the cigar.
Yeah, definitely. It definitely all depends on what you pair it with. Like before, like really truly getting into cigars. So I'll say like smoking on a consistent basis was probably 2008, 2009. That's when I was smoking, going to the lounges, like really, really into it. So I would drink it with tequila all the time. And
Okay.
they were like, dude, you got to change that. Like tequila, nah, you. And then they got me into the different whiskeys, and I just really got into the bourbons recently. So once I started drinking the whiskeys and the bourbons with my cigars, I haven't had tequila in I don't know how long, but like I just went away from it because the cigars started to taste so much better with the whiskey and the bourbons
Yep.
over the tequila. So I learned, and then even with the wine, like there, I can't do a full body with a wine. I then have to go to a medium with a wine. And, my wife, she'll drink the wine. So I'll try it with a medium. I can't do it with a full.
You should check out and see if you got any wines there that are aged in whiskey barrels.
Yes, we do. We do.
That goes good with like a Maduro cigar, um,
Okay.
because you get that whiskey flavor to it,
Mm-hmm.
and that helps from, again, my flavor palette is pretty black and white. I can't pick up a lot of the in-betweens. I'll pick
Mm-hmm.
up like creamy.
I
I
can't even. I can't even. I don't mean to cut you off, but like I say that all the time. Like people like,
Yeah.
oh, you gotta taste the notes. You don't taste the chocolate. I'm like, bro, I don't taste any of that. It doesn't taste bad, but I don't taste no vanilla. I don't taste any chocolate.
Mhm.
I don't taste any of that. But to each his own. Guys that tell you they tasted it. Okay,
Have you ever tried any Privada Cigar Club cigars?
provided, yeah.
So they come up with some of the most random cigar. I got one inside of the humidor right now. It's called the Philly cheesesteak.
Hmm.
And I look at the flavor profiles on some of their cigars. Not too long ago, I had one called the Golden Churro, and
Mm-hmm.
it's got like cinnamon and apricot and like the flavors in it. There was like a list of 30 flavors. I'm like, how the fuck do you get all these flavors in a cigar? I can't. My brain can't even comprehend that.
Yeah, I like sometimes I think they just be putting a bunch of stuff. that they think might appeal. Because I'm like, how in the world am I supposed to taste 30 different flavors on every pull? Like, it's impossible, man. You might taste this for a little bit, but you're not gonna then three three puffs later you're tasting something else. Like, I don't see how that works, but it could be me, man.
I've asked many cigar makers this question, how do you get these flavors in your cigar? And I've never gotten an answer. It's always been kind of like, we'll just detour around that one and keep it moving.
Yeah, because I don't think, like I said, if you got all of these flavors, how do you put all of them? It just doesn't work. Now, let me ask you a quick question. So, like I said before, I used to get oh, your clothes stink, blah, blah, blah. How do you get the smell out of your clothes? What do you use?
Um, so I'll start with in here. So everything you see on the walls is fabric wallpaper.
Hmm.
So I have diffusers in here with different scented oils.
Okay.
So I run that in here to make it not stink in here, and then we'll spray the fabric with the oils as well.
Okay.
In terms of the clothes, I mean, just we're pretty natural with the detergents and stuff we use in the laundry. You just wash it regularly.
Hmm.
But I think also it's one of those things that, the saying, people that stink don't know they stink.
True. True. My wife tells me that all the time. She's like,
Yeah,
you're so used to it, you don't even smell it anymore. I'm like, you're
yeah.
right.
I think you just get used to it and it just becomes part of that scent that is just stuck in your nose.
Hmm.
That, if I smoke in this sweater right now, I could go, my wife has a rule. When you take the sweater off, don't put it on the bed, don't put it here because now this is going to smell like it.
Yeah,
But I could go and throw this on tomorrow after work and I'm not going to notice a scent in it.
exactly. Same here. But I have a spray, like they have this smoke, it's called smoke odor eater that we have down here, and you'll spray and it'll have whatever scent. And it does a pretty decent job of initially taking the smell out. But
Yeah.
like if you don't want to come into your house smelling like smoke from outside, I'll spray it all over so it's not as overpowering once you get in. It's not just taking her out. And then, but you'll sit it, let it air out. But then you can still smell it. Like if you didn't smoke for a day or two and you pick it up, I can still smell it. But at least when I initially came in, my whole house didn't smell like
Yeah.
cigars, So I do like that spray.
I have a concept too. I'd rather my clothes smell like cigar smoke than cigarette smoke.
Absolutely. That is a fact. Because that smell, once it just smells like stale smoke. Oh, that's the worst
Yeah.
smell ever.
And a lot of people they associate cigars with success and money. So I'm like, I guess I just smell like success and money. I don't know.
Hey, hey, that's a great concept.
That's the scent. My wife even got me a cologne and it's cigars and bourbon. So I'm like, there you go. I spray that and I smell like cigars and bourbon.
There you go. I'll take it all day, man.
Smell like a drunk, successful person, you know? Ben, man, I appreciate it. I know it's getting a little late now and I appreciate your time.
Hey, man,
This was great. We've been talking about it for a while and let's do it again.
sure.
When you get I like to always touch back and do more episodes and kind of see the progress. Okay, so this is where you were with your magazine here and you as a person at this time, where are you now? And it's kind of like I look at it as you're part of the Cigar Talk Toronto family and let's do it again, man.
Hey, I would love to do it, and you guys are definitely part of the Cigar Society. So, once we get Fellowship of the Leaf going, you guys definitely be one of the first people we have on there, man.
I appreciate that, man. And I appreciate the opportunity to showcase um the very little cigar scene that we have up here, and being able to be kind of the front line for that display.
Hmm.
And yeah, it was an honor to be in your magazine, and I greatly appreciate the opportunity. And I'm always thinking of people to send your way, because you can't be a gatekeeper. You got to always,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
It's a community like no other, and we got to keep that community aspect to it, because at the end of the day, that's all we really got is this community.
Hey, listen, I tell you, I'll tell you this. If you ever wanted to do an article on Toronto Talk, Cigar Talk Toronto, and you wanted to do something like that and you wanted us to publish it, just shoot it over to me, man. If you want to talk about the scene out there, because I could talk about it, but I'm not living it. So if you want to talk about it and we throw it in there, just let me know, man.
You
I'm
know
all
what? Let's work on some concepts for that. That'd be a cool article. I think it would
here.
one thing that, so like our base is pretty much like 80% United States.
Okay,
And every time I talk to somebody from the United States and I tell them the way it is up here, it's like they're looking at me like, no, really? Like this? No, that's not true. Like it can't be. Like they really restrict you to that way. I'm like, you can't even smoke on a patio.
really?
No, you can't smoke. You can't smoke inside. You can't be at a bar outside on a patio smoking. You can't do it.
Wow. See, that's the stuff that we over here need to hear authentically from you guys because we have no idea. Like we don't understand how lucky we are. Like now, honestly, there are places in like Cali and different places where you can't smoke on cigars on the street and stuff like
Yeah.
that. And there's certain lounges that they if you're not grandfathered in, you can't open up a cigar spot in. But like on your own back patio, like how can you tell me I can't smoke there?
California is a mini Canada almost.
Yeah,
And they can't even have flavored cigars there.
they're cutting that out over here too, man. Like it's getting harder to find flavored cigars. Like it's specialty shops now, like the regular lounges. It's
Yeah.
kind of harder to find like the Javas and Java Mint and all. Like it's getting harder to find them.
I have my theories to that, and the state of New York, California, Illinois, they all operate on the same governmental wavelength as Canada, so it's not a surprise.
Hmm.
Um, you know, Definitely appreciate what you guys have, because,
It could
this
be
is
worse.
this is a picture of what it could be. And it's so I'll tell you this, cigars. So think about this for a second. Weed, vaping, cigarettes, and cigars are all lumped into one category.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So every single one of those things has to be plain packaged. You can't advertise it. Um, Even on social media, like when I do posts, I got to be careful how I word things, because if it comes across as I'm advertising this cigar for sale,
Hmm.
then I get restricted.
Oh wow.
My whole TikTok is restricted just because I just throw those digging in the crates videos on there,
Hmm.
and I got every single post cannot be promoted, cannot be promoted, cannot be promoted. And I'm like, this is a fucking waste of time on TikTok, but I still put stuff on there anyways just to do it. But it's it's pretty bad up here, man.
Damn.
So to the Americans, number one, I appreciate you guys for supporting us, and number two, be grateful for what you got.
Yeah, yeah. I am. Trust me. I'm definitely grateful. But I'm gonna get out of here and let you go. and take my butt to bed and go mess with the wife for a little bit before she pass out on me.
Yeah, I got to get to editing and get some promo running. So again, Ben, I appreciate it, man.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate you.
Anytime, man. Open platform, open doors, man.
Yeah, exactly. All right,
All
brother.
right.
You have a good one.
Peace.
Later.
I want to send a special shout out, Cigar Talk Toronto. Special shout out to Croatian Mafia Cigars. It's for the gangster, you nigga. It's for the gangsters. DJ Mikey G. Put some cut on that dope. Lefty Pacino. Take it personal. Take it personal. Click, clack the beam. Take it personal. I spit the caffeine. Take it personal. Feel what I mean? The 30R6 to M16s. We got them ruggin'. I'm your favorite uncle. I'm the alcoholic street niggas with the guns and the duffel. I'm the one that used to smoke the cigar and whip the truffle. The one that Granny said always started trouble. The backcourt shot a triple-double. Coach kicked me out the gym cause the gun was bigger than the muscle. Now let me introduce you to the hustle. I whip the white till it locked and snip the residue above my knuckles. The epitome of street scuffle. I hit him hard with the banger, I was trying to make the belt buckle. I hit the corner and I make it bubble. What's in the pocket of my goose will make your feathers ruffle. I don't trust you, make the gauge bust you. We keep the circle tight, you just another square if we don't discuss you. Take it personal. Click, clack the beam. Take it personal. I spit the caffeine. Take it personal. Feel what I mean? The 30R6 to M16s. We gotta plug in. Take it personal. Click, clack the beam. Take it personal. I spit the caffeine. Take it personal. Feel what I mean? The 30R6 to M16s. We gotta get pillage through your village. Leave my spillage on your mistress. Attacking everything, you go on the hit list. Burn the evidence, witness. Told the lawyer eat the case with the biscuit. Looked the judge in the face and told him stick it. Smacked the plaintiff in the face and told him fix it. Tapped the Henny on the bottom, then we lift it. Fully equipped, the blue beamer and it's kitted. Bend the corner 730, then we hit him. The bars leave a bad taste, so I spit them. Machete 50-50 sharp, so I split them. The black expedition put me in position. Focused on the mission, full tunnel vision. Every verse calculated, spoken with conviction. My condition is to grind every day by tradition. Built it from the dirt, self-made composition. Competition for you in me, every breath is ammunition. Take it personal. Click, clack the beam. Take it personal. I spit the caffeine. Take it personal. Feel what I mean? The 30R6 to M16s. We gotta plug in. Take it personal. Click, clack the beam. Take it personal. I spit the caffeine. Take it personal. Feel what I mean? The 30R6 to M16s. We gotta get take it personal. Take it personal.